Om Shanti and a very good morning. So, Avyakt Baptada was addressing children in Madhuban in December 1994, 14th of December 1994, and still in Pandav Bhavan because Shantivan was not ready yet. So, this Murli dates back to 14th of December 94. And the title of today's Murli is very direct, very sweet, and very simple. Absolutely easy and very, very simple to imbibe. So Baba says the means of earning an income through your time, thoughts, and words is to apply the three dots. And which are the three dots? We will see, but we know it already, don't we? We know what those three dots are. Samay Sankalp Bol Dwara Kamai. Yeah, we already know. We have heard Baba before. We have heard our dadis. We have heard our seniors repeatedly emphasizing about the three dots. So along side reading the Murli, we will take some pauses and there will be a lot of reflection to be done as we are reading, as we are going through with the Murli. So we will take a lot of pauses and have a lot of reflection. This Murli is very short and sweet, and here onwards, also Baba has been meeting a lot of small groups that have gathered in Madhuban according to the zone that they are coming from. So, in which gathering has Bapdada come today? Of which souls is this entire gathering? Bapdada is saying that each one is the highest and the richest. People of the world speak of being the richest, but all of you are the richest in the kalpa. People think that they are richest in the world. And then we put valuation on so and so person, right? But who are we? The richest in the entire kalpa. The treasures that you have accumulated at this time are with you throughout the entire kalpa, isn't it? Throughout the kalp, you will never find anyone who thinks that not only is he the richest in the birth in this birth, but they also remain the richest of all in many future births. They have no guarantee of even their next birth. But you say with faith and intoxication. These two words are very important. Faith and intoxication. Nischay or nashe mein kehte hain. Isn't it? What do we say? That these treasures of yours, will be with you for many births. Because the efforts we make right now is it going to bear us fruits only for this birth or only for one future birth or for how many births? You have this guarantee, do you not? Or will they only remain with you for one birth? So have you ever seen or heard of such people who are the richest in the entire kalpa other than yourself? Means other than us Brahmin children, are there anyone else who can claim to be or in reality are the richest in the entire kalp? So today, Bapdada is seeing children who are the emperors of the emperors, the king of kings. Who are we? शहनशाहों के शहनशाह, बादशाहों के भी बादशाह, the emperor of emperors. How much income do you earn each day? Without much speed, with how much speed is your account of accumulation increasing? How much is it increasing? Is it even increasing or not? And the method to increasing it's so easy. Does it take any effort? The easiest method for increasing your income and your account of accumulation and to continue to increase is what? How to how to accumulate, how to increase the account of accumulation, how to increase our income. Just apply a dot. You are a dot, Baba is a dot, and apply the dot to the past, whatever happened in the drama. Samjha? So the basis of earning an income is to apply a dot. Does it sound very simple? There is no other punctuation, just a dot. There is no need to use question mark, exclamation of why, what, how, who, where, yeah, kya, kyun, kaise, kab, kaha. Baba sometimes in jest, Baba says, ये के करते रहते हो ना, ये के करना बंद करो. Because we have become master knowledgeful. So the word how has changed to like this. It has changed, or do you say how? Or you still say how? The words I don't know has changed even in your thoughts. Pata nahi kya hoga, kab hoga, what is going to happen after this pandemic, where are we going to do, what is going to become of me, what should we be expecting next? Do we have these kind of thoughts? Now again, someone who is Trikaldarshi cannot think of the words I don't know even in their dreams. So then there is no question of speaking these words through the lips. At the confluence stage, the entire game is of the three dots. Sara khel in teen bindi ka hai. What is the easiest? A dot. Or is it a question mark? Easy to apply a dot. How long does it take to apply a dot? Less than a second. Do you know how to apply a dot, or does your pen slip? Now Baba will explain what does it mean by this slip of the pen. Huh? Many times instead of applying dot, the pen draws a long line. Does it happen? When does it happen? What is the meaning of drawing a big line? What is Baba trying to say? What does it mean by pulling a line when I have to apply a dot? Now, this is a very interesting point. Do you, many times instead of applying dot, the pen slips and draws a long line. By applying a dot, so many of your treasures are saved in just 1 second. How? That Baba will explain further. Now, this is something very, very interesting, but also very, very subtle. You know this list, do you not? Do you know your list of treasures, or do you forget it? If you apply any other mark instead of dot, like a question mark, exclamation, punctuation, or something like that, if any other mark is accidentally applied, when you do not put that sign purposely, then just think about it. You lose your treasures. Which treasures do we lose there? And also, these treasures that Baba has listed is not the complete list. We can always churn on this because this is a very, very interesting and very subtle checking point, and draw some more what we are losing. Treasure of knowledge, treasure of power. This is what we lose when we are not applying a dot. Treasure of virtues, treasure of thoughts, treasure of energy, and the breath. We are losing all these things when we are not applying a dot. Instead of breath being used in a worthwhile way, it is waste. Your thoughts are wasted, your time is wasted. You lose so much. It's a long list. Do not ever think that you have lost only 1 or 2 seconds. But just think how much you lost in 1 second. Every second is important. Baba wants to keep on emphasizing on this, that every second of your life at confluence age as a Brahmin life is worth how much? Hmm? Continue to increase your account of accumulation at every moment. What did you earn and what did you lose? Of all these treasures, how many treasures did you lose? Every person who earns money in Kalyug, yeah, either they file their taxes or they have to consult a financial consultant or a CA or somebody. They have to keep a track of their expenditures, income, their savings, losses, etc., etc. So they have to draw these calculations at the end of a certain period, at a quarter or a month or a year or whatsoever. Likewise, and if they don't do it, then their life is a complete upheaval, a complete mess. Likewise, Baba's laying emphasis on what are my spiritual treasures, what income am I accumulating, where is it getting saved, what am I losing, and how much am I earning. It's such a direct comparison, but it's such a powerful comparison, isn't it? Bapdada continues to check the children's account of accumulation. When Baba sees this account, Baba smiles. Why does Baba smile? What does Baba see that make him smile? You know this. You celebrate a meeting at Amrit Vela. You have heart-to-heart conversation. You make many big promises. We will do this. We will do that. You speak good things. But whilst moving along, you lose one or other treasure throughout the day. Oh my goodness. Now this is a red flag. Then what do you use as your support? You begin to tell very good stories to Bap Dada. If you have had any base thoughts, then did you accumulate or lose? What do you then say? I just had this thought, it will be all right. You continue to reassure father that everything will be all right, that you're still effort makers and you haven't become complete as yet, that you will become. I will do this, I will do that. Don't worry, Baba. I'll be all right. You don't have to worry about me. You have given me this birth, you have made me a Brahmin, you have taught me how to do things and how to live my Brahmin life. I know what I have to do, I will do it. Kar lenge, karenge, ge. So Baba says that Baba hears this ge a lot throughout the day. But how long is this going to continue? Now, one more red flag. When I am trying to reassure myself that koi mat nahi, ho jata hai, so what? This is just a slip, a one-time thing. It's fine. I can take care of it. That is precisely where I am infected with a virus called Maya. That is exactly how Maya disillusions me and makes me believe that it's okay to have a slip up here and there. But before I realize it, before I know it, it continues to become a habit. And that habit continues to become a sanskar, which is actually not my sanskar. This is precisely how I make Maya's sanskar my own. And then I tell Baba, Are Baba, this happened, na, that happened, na. So, I keep making excuses, there are slip ups, and then these little, very subtle things get accumulated in the corner of the mind. And before I know it, the entire mind is adulterated. So when Baba is saying this, you continue to reassure the father everything will be all right. And then you say, so what? I've just had this one thought, it will be all. But it all starts from a thought. And that's where Baba is saying that this is a red flag. So stop fooling yourself, stop reassuring yourself in this manner, and stop being so disillusioned about your own efforts. Actually, I've thought about this. You know what? I think Baba has a lot more expectations and hopes from Brahmin children than any other children in the entire Kalpa. Don't you think so? And why Baba has so much of expectation and hope from us children? Baba has elevated us like Baba has not elevated anyone else. And Baba has given us inheritance that Baba has not given to anyone else, which is higher than any treasures of this world or all the treasure of this world put together. It's nothing. It's all perishable. What Baba has given us is imperishable. So Baba asks, do you wish to become complete at the end? Yeah, Baba says that Baba hears this thing gay a lot throughout the day. But for how long will this continue? Do you wish to become complete at the end? Sometimes when a parent is scolding a child and say, do you even want to study? Do you even want to get good marks? What is your intention? What are you up to? Huh? So like that, Baba is saying, do you even wish to become complete at the end? Or do you wish to claim an inheritance for a long period through this practice over a long period of time? बहुत काल का. Do you wish to claim the imperishable and full inheritance, or half will do? Baba is making a bargain with us, huh? If you're making half efforts, then I'll give you half your inheritance. If you're making full efforts, then I'll give you the entire Satyu. But if you're making little effort, I'll give you only a little Satyu. It will not do, will it? Then would it only do to make half the effort? So at the time of making effort, you say, we'll do it, we'll see, it will become, it will happen. But do you also say this at the time of attaining something? In that, you wish to claim full attainment. This is actually a proper earful from a parent to the child. Doesn't it sound like that? Is it not how we speak to our children? Is it not how our parents have spoken to us? You would not, would you? In that, you wish to claim the full attainment. You want the full inheritance. You all raise your hand for becoming Lakshmi Narayan. You also know that there will be 8 thrones of Lakshmi and Narayan, and yet, what do you raise your hand for? To become Lakshmi Narayan means to become number one and pass with honor. Baptata is happy in seeing the courage of the children that no one is raising their hand to become Ram Sita, means to be too kala less, to be too celestial degrees less, to be a part of the moon dynasty, to be a part of Treta Yuga. Do you want to come in Treta Yuga? Do we want to come in Treta Yuga? But Treta Yuga is also heaven, isn't it? Of course, those who maintain courage receive help. Just as you have a thought in front of the Father, in the same way, at the time of making effort, put that into your words and actions. Well, if you look at this, Baba is not saying something out of the world or something that we don't already know. Baba is saying something very simple but very powerful. When you make a promise in front of the Father, in front of God Father, the Supreme Soul, at the time of making effort, put it into your action and words. I think for Baba to expect this is the least of expectations. Because Baba is not going to compromise on what Baba is going to make us or what are we going to become. Baba wants us to become complete, 100% complete, perfect. Perfection cannot have any flaws, right? So if Baba is putting this much of effort on us children, then Baba is intending to make us complete and perfect. Bapdada saw that many children do not give as much importance to the treasure of time as they should. When these kind of lines appear in the Murli, it's a very, if you look at it, it's a very personal and a private conversation with Baba. It's a very intimate conversation. It's a very close knit, it's a very closed door communication with Baba. Like you have a lot of love for someone and you want to have a chat with them. So you'll make sure that you have your privacy, right? No third person should be eavesdropping on your conversation. Now, when Baba has this kind of a confrontation with the children, it's actually on a one-to-one basis. It's just me and my Baba, no one else and nothing else. So this is my Godfather speaking with me. If you check your chart of one day, it appears that for majority, it goes towards the account of waste. The reason for this is that from the copper age, the habit of listening to, seeing, and thinking of wasteful matters has been attracting you even against your conscious wish. And because of this, the treasure of time goes towards the account of waste. This is why you were told earlier that even a second has so much importance. Secondly, the majority of you waste your time speaking wasteful words. Check your words in 1 hour. Was there the consciousness of soul and pure feelings? Your intentions and feelings are experienced through your words. If you do not have pure and elevated feeling in your words, then those words are definitely filled with the feelings of Maya. There are many of them: jealousy, envy, dislike, disapproval, discontentment, dissatisfaction. And even if not these, then, well, these are still susceptible, these are still profound, these are still detectable. But there could be certain things, very, very loose ends, from where Maya can infiltrate and infect us. When I was reading this, I was actually getting the feeling of how this is such a clear and direct comparison to what is happening around us today. We try to completely pack ourselves from any kind of infection of the virus because we know even if it does not land us in the hospital, it is going to make us sick and it is going to attack our immunity. Same way, same way, Maya is exactly like this virus, perhaps even worse than this, and perhaps even deadlier than this, because the body might heal, but if the soul gets infected with Maya, then it's just a downhill from there. So Baba is trying best to completely safeguard children from any kind of influence of the Maya. And that is where Baba, if you will be able to read between the lines, Baba is trying so hard to give out the red flags, to make us alert. Baba is protecting us. And Baba is expecting us to do these checkings in a very, very minute form. And Baba is at the same time empowering us by reminding us of who we are and what do we have and who do we belong to, isn't it? So Baba says many times Bap Dada hears the tape recording of your words. Each one's tape is recorded automatically. And if Baba wishes, Baba can hear anyone's tape anytime. What does Baba hear? There is no strength in their words. Many times you even say, my intention, my feeling was not bad. It just came out. Or that you just said it without meaning it. But in which account will those words, which do not have soul conscious or pure feelings, be accumulated in waste or best? Then will the account of accumulation be greater or the account of losing be greater? There are two accounts, right? One is the account of how much I'm high. Have I earned? And there is another account, a parallel column which says how much have I lost. And at the end of it, we do this tally, right? So what is my total earning? You lost that, did you not? So even in your words, the account of losing is greater. Check your words. Now change the language of saying, I just said it without meaning. Change that. Powerful words means words in which other souls experience the feeling and strength of attainment. If there is no strength in them, then there would not be anything in their account of accumulation. But there, according to how much are you able to accumulate in one day, Babdada saw that in this regard, you do not accumulate to the extent that you should be. See, Baba is saying it so clearly. So Baba wants us to be not satisfied and happy with our effort. We should be constantly elevating ourselves. So, what will you have to do? You have to become Lakshmi Narayan. Do you not? This is firm, is it not? Or does it matter if you have to become, does it not matter if you do not become this? "Nah, I don't care about going to Satyu. Who cares? I've got this Brahmin life. I'm happy with my Baba, isn't it? I don't want to go to Satyu. I don't want any inheritance. I have all the attainments and I'm fulfilled." Yeah. Do we talk to ourselves like that? "No, I'm not interested in going to the golden age. Baba is not there, huh? Shiv Baba is not there in the golden age, right? So what is it? How does it matter whether I go there or not? Is it? Do you wish to claim the elevated reward from the last birth, or will you begin it from the second or third birth? Last birth, second, third birth means the births in the golden age. Would you like it if you do not come in the first birth, the second or third birth? In the golden age, if I enter the golden age at a much later stage, will I be happy with that? Baba is asking. So, have you so much in your account of accumulation? If you do not accumulate so much in your account, what reward would you have? You would only have as much as you have accumulated. So today, Bapdada saw everyone's account of accumulation. You tell others of the importance of time very well, and you praise the confluence age so well. You do this, do you not? So, should you also place the importance of time in front of yourself? On the basis of your elevated fortune, accumulate in your account of attainment beforehand. This word, beforehand. So, on the basis of your elevated fortune, accumulate in your account of attainment beforehand. Beforehand. Yeah. The speciality of the time of the confluence age is that you have all three forms of attainment. What is that? One is the form of the inheritance. Second, which is the study, is the source of income. So the second attainment is on the basis of your study. And the third is in the form of blessings. One is inheritance. Second is study, which is the source of income. And third is blessings. Easy to remember? You have the inheritance and income and also the blessings. You have so many forms of attainment. Well, it's just three. So Baba is saying so many forms. So what does that mean? It's just this three that Baba is counted only three, right? So what are the other attainments do I have? So if I break these down, blessings, then income. What is my income? What is my study? And what blessings do I have? What the inheritance? Is it just the golden age? So Baba says 21 births, but actually there are just 20 births in the golden age. So what about that one extra birth? Where is it? It is this Brahmin birth. The fact that it is I am a Brahmin itself is a big extraordinary attainment, isn't it? So this can also be one thing that I can churn for today. What are the different attainments that I have received from Baba? The attainment is great and huge. Simply be the ones who are able to look after it. You have an unlimited inheritance. The income is unlimited and the blessings are also unlimited. Did you ever think that you'll receive God's blessings every day? No one could ever receive so many blessings. But what do you say? That it is my right. I have a right to the inheritance and the study and the blessings. You have such a huge right. Huge as in like not in the form of size, but huge as in special and extraordinary. not ordinary. It is not a little thing, it is very big. You have claimed your right over three relations and three forms. Have you not? What are the three relations? And what are the three forms? So, all of you say with intoxication that Baba belongs to me. Do you ever say, Baba is not mine, Baba is yours? Well, I say, "No, I give up my claim and my right on Baba. Take Baba, Baba is yours. You can make Baba yours." But everyone is so possessive about Baba. Is saying, Baba is mine. This Baba is ours. You say Baba is mine. Baba मेरा है. फिर हमारा है, आपका है, तुम्हारा है. नहीं, बाबा मेरा है. तो जो मेरा होता है उस पे अधिकार होता है ना. I have an authority on Baba, right? I can make Baba do whatever I want. Is it? God is mine. So have a right. Do you not? Baba comes here in order to teach you. You think this, and you also have the right to study. The blessings from the bestower of blessings. ये भाग्य विधाता, वरदाता. Who are they for? Huh? The blessings from the bestower of blessings. Who are they for? What would you say? They are for me. Each one of you thinks that bestower of blessings is your. भाई वरदान का जो दाता है वो मेरा है. ये बाप, मेरा बाबा. Janki Dadi used to say it with such a lot of intoxication, Mera Baba. Even Prakash Muni Dadi. When she would read something like that in the Murli, she would be so intoxicated. You would actually see that she is just enjoying herself. So you have a right over all three. It is very ordinary to say this in words. This is why people of the world laugh at you and say, look at what you are and what you say. Constantly keep your rights in your awareness before you take any step. Keep them in an emerged form, not in a merged form. I am a BK, I belong to Baba. Do not just think this, but let it be immersed. Let it be immersed form in your mind, in your intellect, and in your actions. Because just saying that, I am a Brahma Kumari, I am a Brahma Kumara, I belong to Baba, obviously people are going to think that I'm mad. Not that it matters, but keeping this in the immersed form, keeping this in my awareness means to remain alert and foolproof myself from Maya and to be detached. Because when I belong to Baba and Baba belongs to me, then what is the requirement? What is the need for anything else? Any other news, any other attainments, any other achievements of this? What is it that Baba says? And Vinashi dunya ki attainments. What am I going to do? They are all perishable, right? The moment I change the costume, the moment I change the birth, the moment I take a next birth, it's all going to perish away. But what I have from Baba is imperishable. But it also means that I have the grace and dignity of keeping this in my immersed form in the mind, that I belong to Baba and Baba belongs to me. Let there be this thought in your mind in an immersed form. I am this. Let there be this awareness in your intellect, and let your every action be filled with the intoxication and faith of being the one who has a right. I'll repeat that. Let there be this awareness in your intellect, and let your every action be filled with the intoxication and faith of being the one who has a right. It should be not that it remains in an immersed form at Amrit Vela and then becomes merged throughout the day. Let it constantly be in an immersed form. So, what do you have to do now? Increase your account of accumulation. Increase it with a fast speed, not slowly, because time is waiting for you The Master Creators. What a beautiful title. Master Creators. So if we were to order the elements now, what could they not do? What would not be possible if all the five elements were to begin to create an upheaval now? Aren't we already seeing glimpses of that? How long would it take? Time, elements, and Maya are waiting for you to bid farewell. If you celebrate your completion and perfection, then they would bid farewell as they go. Maya also sees that you are not yet ready. So, by Maya continues to take her chance. Should we order the elements? Are the beings, the people ready? The elements will then be ready. Should we order them? Or should we order them after Gyan Sarovar is ready? Are you ever ready to this extent? Are you only ready, not ever ready? Are the Shaktis ever ready? If only a few are ready, that is not being ever ready. Just think about this and check. If a great destruction were to take place now, and you looked at your picture in the mirror of knowledge, what would you become? All of you have a mirror. Is it broken? So look at the picture. Look at the picture of your fortune. Would it take some time for Baba to look at this? Since it is remembered from Brahma that he created a world with just one thought, then can destruction not take place with just one thought? Baba knows that this kingdom has to continue. But what would Brahma alone do in a kingdom? Brahma needs companions, right? So Father Brahma is waiting for his companions. Baba is asking the children a question. Children have already asked Baba many questions. Children keep asking questions to Baba, isn't it? But Baba is just asking one question. Baba is asking to fix a date for everything. You fix a date for things, right? You have a fixed date for this thing, for that thing, this task, this seva, that seva. So now fix the date for this. The inauguration for this also has to take place. The date for Gyan Sarovar is fixed. The date for hospital is fixed. Hospital as in the global hospital that's there in Mount Abu. So what is the date for this? Who has to fix this? Does anyone want to fix it? Baba does not have to fix it. Because Shiv Baba is not a part of the drama. As in, Baba is part of the drama, but Baba is not does not come here to play a role, right? It is we, the Dedaris, who play the role. We are a part of. We have a role to play. Baba is not going to. So someone probably from the gathering must have looked up at Baba and said, hey, Baba, you only fix a date and give it now. Baba is saying, Baba does not have to fix it. Baba has left this in your hands. You will also do something, will you not? Or will Baba do everything? You will create a program, will you not? Make a program to fix the date. Acha. So maybe we can take a pause here, not because of the length of the Murli, but because of the context. And so if we can just reflect and introspect and analyze what Baba has said so far, I think that should be good for today's journey. So Baba is going to meet those children who have come for the first time. Then Baba is meeting a lot of zones. Then Baba is meeting the double foreigners. So that we can cover up tomorrow. So let's go into some introspection and then we can start to speak up. Om Shanti. Would anyone like to share something? So one of the
Good morning.
yes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Today's Murli was very. Am I audible?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Today's Murli was very beautiful, and my takeaway point would be that while Baba has asked us every time we are making efforts, but Baba has asked us to put those efforts into action and words, as Baba wants us to become complete and perfect. And Baba has also asked us to check our words every hour and correct it immediately. Check the loose ends and tighten it. So these 2 points are my takeaway. These are my takeaway points for today. Om Shanti.
One of the things that came to my mind was that I don't know at which point this came to my head, but so for example, for those of us, many of us are very new to Baba, right? So some of us might feel a little deprived and a little sad that I did not meet the dadis, I did not take sustenance from the seniors, and so on. That's okay. It's fine. It's a matter of fact. But I also was thinking that seniors are with me in the subtle form. They have a specific task to fulfill, Baba's task. Okay, they are the ones who are going to establish the new world. But to they have done their part. They have given the sustenance. They have completed their role. I have to take the sustenance from them. It is I who have to be proactive to receive, whether it is receiving from Baba, whether it is receiving from Brahma Baba, from the dadis who have become angels, from my seniors who are not there right now, because I know that they are connected with me and they are giving even today in the subtle form, in an object form. But I have to be proactive and take from them whatever I want to take and fill myself.
Om
Yes.
Shanti.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to speak about my most important takeaway was right in the beginning when you said in very simple ways and powerful ways with Baba using you as an instrument that put a dot. The best thing about this Murli which I liked was the dot. So Baba is a dot, you are a dot, your past, just put a dot. And I think if I can do that, I would have achieved a lot in this journey. And for me, that is the most empowering message for today. Om Shanti.
Can anyone share what does it mean that the pen slips when I'm putting a dot and it gets into a line, or I apply some other punctuation? It is metaphorical, but what is it that Baba is trying to say here?
That you don't waste a single second. Like when you put a dot, immediately there's no waste. There's no wasteful thoughts. You've put it behind you. So every second, you have this deep connection with Baba and the Almighty. And you're just constantly in that awareness, in that connection. And
That
anytime
is
your mind deviates, you put the dot again.
that
We
is
lose
something that Baba has clarified. But I was thinking if there is something else to it. Yes, sister?
our treasures. Like, sometimes while putting a dot, it suddenly drags on as a straight line sometimes. So that is where we start losing our treasures. I feel.
What does it mean that I am drawing a line and I'm losing my pleasure? What exactly is happening with me at that point of time?
In my perception, the line is made of numerous dots. The 3 lines that we spoke about in the Murli, I think, which was 2 or 3 days back, is also comprising lots of dots. So the line is important in a different context. But every time you put that dot, you have moved on in your spiritual steps upwards towards the Almighty. And the line is just the composite of that journey. That's the way I'm perceiving it. Om Shanti.
Anyone else would like to share something?
Om Shanti. Om Shanti, sister and divine family. I feel Baba is straightway talking about the line. You put so much of waste. You are inclined to feel that you are a dot. At the conference age, when Baba took us in his embracing lap, he made us situate in that beautiful dot. And once I feel in the essence that I'm a dot, then what happens? That supreme dot, he's there in my life, in my mind and intellect, empowering me, making me feel so special about my competency, about my strength, about my inherent qualities, innate ones. So I become so Padma Padam fortunate, and in spite of that, feeling so elevated, one extra gift I get, Baba prompts me, inspires me to put a dot, dot, dot means whatever has gone, children, there is no benefit in lingering on, even if you've done something good. If you are, re-emerging that, reliving it, there is no benefit in that. What you are achieving next, then keep putting, Baba here is trying to say, when we are
Yeah.
putting a big lakir line means you are inviting, attracting all kind of waste. Why you're making it a line when you are supposed to? Don't think about any exclamation also. Like you've done a great deed, you've done so much of seva. Even if you're indulging in that, deriving lots of pleasures, oh, I'm doing this, this all depleting you. Baba is saying there's no need to put a such big line. Stop it, child. No semicolon, no exclamation. Just put a beautiful dot, because you are that dot. I have come to make you feel that beautiful dot, and I'm that supreme dot. So keep having immense stamina, that powerful, that Durga Sarup, and keep simply putting dot. But underline, yes, you have to be, that powerful. Om Shanti, sister.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Shanti.
Sujata Ben, yes.
Yeah. Baba says, when we are not applying dot, we lose treasures of wealth, power, virtues, and we waste our energy. And what are our spiritual treasures then? We have to check it, because we lose our income, savings also at time. But what is our perception regarding the drawing the line is, if we are entangled in our waste thoughts and we are not going to imbibe, then we are moving away from Baba. The line itself shows that we are not merged with Baba, we are moving away from Baba.
Yes, right.
What I feel is, means we are gradually moving back, again coming to the original form.
Yeah. Hansaben is also right. She's saying multiple thoughts. Yes. Multiple thoughts in the place where I could probably finish off the task in just one thought. Means making it compact, or simplifying it, or making it, like precise. Multiple thoughts would also mean creating thoughts that are not required.
Yeah. Means we are expanding it.
Expanding where it is not required to be expanded.
Yes, we are doing expansion, and again we are losing what we have accumulated up till now. Again we are losing it from our hand. जैसे हाथ से निकल जाना, जो भी हमने पाया था वो सब हाथ से छूट रहा है every moment.
So when Baba says the 3 dots are, you are a dot, Baba is a dot, and drama ka dot.
Yes.
So drawing a line or not applying a dot in 1 second means getting into body consciousness, means forgetting that I am a dot. Number one. Number two, completely forgetting the second dot, that is Baba. When I should bring Baba into my life, when there is confusion, when there is upheaval, when there is some kind of anxiety or worry or something like that, that is not benefiting me. If I am supposed to bring Baba into my life at that point of time, forgetting to do that means not applying the second dot. And like all of you have shared, that the third dot is also very important. To putting full stop in a second of, like it was like one sister said, not even thinking or churning about the achievements, the limited and perishable achievements that I have had, or constantly churning, because it's of no use. I have to know what to do next rather than getting entangled in this web. So these are the three dots. So when I forget to put these dots means this. Forgetting I am a dot means slipping from soul consciousness into body consciousness, and slipping from Baba consciousness into me consciousness. मुझे ये करना है. I have to figure this out. I have to sort this. I have to do this. Instead of Baba is going to do this with me. I am with Baba, and together we will be doing this. Because Baba constantly says, make me your companion, make me your companion. And Padma Ben is saying, method to increase treasure is to apply a dot. Baba is also a dot, and apply dot to the past, to whatever happened in the drama, because you are master knowledge. Anyone else wants to share anything else? So there were some red flags in the Murli today, huh? Red flags. What is my hesitation in applying a dot? When I have to apply a dot, when Baba says you do not, then why am I not applying the dot? Maybe because I don't remember my attainments. Maybe because I don't remember the relationship I have with Baba. Maybe because I am forgetting the three powerful forms. I lack the experience of the three forms. I think that is what it means. Very powerful Murli today. Hmm? Any other comments? Any other suggestions? Any other churnings? Someone who has not shared yet? Padma Ben, Renu Ben, Swapna Ben, Sarla Ben, Ritika Ben, Pratibha Ben. Yes, Renu sister?
Oh,
No
yes, Om
discussion?
Shanti Benji. For me, it is how time waste. We are wasting so much time. Baba said because of our 63 birth, all this is happening. It become my habit. So I have to check on that, how much time I'm wasting. Because Baba says every second is very precious, and confluence is already coming to an end already. So I need to pull up my socks. Om Shanti Benji.
Mm-hmm. Check your words. Was there the consciousness of the soul and pure feelings in every word? Yeah, that could be my checking point for today. Mhm. Any other comments?
use of powerful words.
Mhm.
Words other souls experience the feeling and strength of attainment. They should feel the strength in our words.
Mhm. Mhm. Strength in our words. What kind of strength means? How can
Yes,
words?
yes, sister. I'll add to Sister Dr. Sujata. What kind of strength you are asking, sister? That is, if my each and every thought is filled with soul consciousness, Atmik Bhav. And second is good wishes for all. It's very, very difficult. Maya ushers in.
It
Baba
is. It
says,
is.
you are enjoying so much being a dot and my complete ultimate. And then everything supposed to be dot only. You have to. But then Maya attracts, ushers. And Maya wants to make you feel that you are somewhere on the wrong track. And if I deliberately, consciously, I put myself with Atmik Bhav, means soul consciousness, and good wishes, unconditional, like Baba does, never interfering, then only we'll be easily using the dot. I feel so.
Mhm. Yes.
It means that in every karmic count or action, we need to be neutral. We should not be self-possessed or very taking it very tight or in a grip. We
Mm.
should leave for the time to heal it.
But
Or
these are in context with when I am into interaction with people. But what
yes,
about when I'm not into interaction with people and when I am by myself? You know, when I'm in solitude, say, for example, even in that place, Maya can infiltrate and infect me. And there could be waste thoughts, there could be negative thoughts, there could be thoughts that are not required, and so on. So, how does this context apply in these kind of situations? Like whatever we discussed so far was from the reference point of having relations or interactions with other souls around me.
yes,
So what I'm trying to ask is, in reference to putting the three dots or what we have discussed so far as the takeaway, these are in relation to the background of having interaction with other souls. But what when I am not interacting with other souls, when I am by myself? Many of us Brahmin souls are staying alone in our homes, right? We're not interacting with anyone around us. Okay. So, how does this Purusharth apply over there? That is the question. How can I do this checking? How can I apply the dots?
first of all, we have to have a very good, close interaction with Baba in the mind through intellect all the time, and having Baba as our companion. So it will alert us. Yes, we should uh, move in this path as per Baba's Srimad or what Baba has guided us. So this will, time to time, it will remind us that we are with Baba. We are not alone.
By checking our attainments,
Mm-hmm. So maybe what we can do is we can take this as a reflection point for today from today's Murli and see what try to understand what is Baba trying to warn us about, or what is it that Baba is trying to alert us about, because we have crossed 6:30. So maybe we can conclude this session today and churn and maybe then come up with our sharings tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yeah, sister. Sure, sister.
So, Om Shanti.
Perfect, sister. Thank you. I will like to add one line just for the tomorrow's homework from my side. Can I?
Yeah.
because you gave so much of reflection. And same Murli I read yesterday in Avyakt Hindi Club. So I was kind of, reliving the same Murli, each and every word. So you are asking, we can take one homework. Every second I am in soul consciousness in dot. Then I'm making a big fortune. Later on, I'm making those golden ages sanskar. If for a second, for a minute, I'm away from that dot, that soul consciousness, then I'm depleting and ruining all my attainments. That's it. That's a takeaway. I put one small effort, I become the king. I lose every second moment, I become a beggar. Pauper. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Apurva Ben. Apurva Ben, would you like to play some soft music for us?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Om Shanti. And we'll meet tomorrow again at 5:30 a.m.
Thank you, sister. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, everyone.